Yeah, I don't fist bump people like you. This is Hot Takes, and this is Oscar.
And this is Taurus Demon now.
Yeah, here you go. Let me take
We're
control of
gonna
this guy.
continue.
Um,
Should we talk about what happened in the last one, or no? Just be like,
Dude, to be honest, there's something wrong in there's something wrong in every video. We're just gonna assume.
oh my
We're
gosh.
just gonna always write it in the comment section like, oh, this is today's mistake.
Basically,
This sucks.
now they'll listen. They'll watch. They'll
They
listen.
won't. They won't.
They won't.
They don't even care, dude. After Milsa just went back, it just went down.
Fucking. We had like 40 minutes. It's only 20. Whatever.
It's
Doesn't
20,
matter.
20 minutes of captured audio because the other 20
Lost
died.
forever.
But yeah, so EDP, it breaks my
yeah.
heart, dude. It breaks my heart,
Hot takes on EDP.
dude. It breaks my heart. Why did it have to be him? Why did it have to be him, man? It's like I just I've been following him since probably 2013, 2014. He was
At his peak.
man, he was the best. He was incredible. He was a legend. Not even in the making. Like it was a born
He's
legend.
just boring.
Like dude, like from his jacking off the sport to like the top 200 list of porn stars. Like dude, this guy was amazing. This guy was everything that was great about that time. And just to find out that he's a sick bastard.
He's a
And
sick boy.
yeah, and
He's
it's
a sick
like
bastard.
just like that video is just. I mean, and I'll get into like the whole how those quote unquote professionals, those freaking plugs, how they were like just condoning themselves. It was. I honestly don't understand how they were okay with doing the way they did because now they screwed the whole thing up. But whatever. I'm gonna go back on EDP.
Did you want to like talk about the situation and everything?
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
I imagine most people already
Yeah,
know, but
most
we could
people
just do
already know.
it
Yeah,
like
it's just,
if you want.
and then you know the thumbnail's gonna be just the fist bump thing, right? And then that's why I came up with
Oh,
the.
I
It's
could
like,
draw that. I could try to draw it.
I mean, there's a picture of it on mine, but
Yeah, I'll
okay,
draw it.
all right, you can do what you want to do on that. But dude, it. So basically, this guy EDP, also known as Bryant Moreland, he was a funny character, and he recently has been discovered as a pedophile, and breaks my heart because like, dude, why is it always the funny ones on YouTube that do this? Like, why can't you just be good, right? Like,
Good, yeah.
yeah, like man, like I don't understand how it's so hard.
Why
To
are all
just,
YouTubers pedophiles?
yeah, it's like, man, like they get a little bit of clout and like they just get at it, man. It's like, dude, what the hell? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think that's just disturbing. Like, even if I was, and you know what? You know what sucks
Yeah.
about this whole thing is that like even though I am obviously noticed, but I am a single man now. But like I can't like even look at girls the same now because of what he's done to me. Because of like how he's like, oh, she's 13, and I fuck with that. It's like that's disgusting. Like, cause like how could you be okay with doing it with a 13-year-old? And then in that video he was saying like, oh, but if it's a 12-year-old, I'm just like, ugh. Like how could you make that?
Wait, he said that?
Yeah, like he was saying like,
Oh, in the where they caught him or
yeah, when they
whatever.
caught him,
Okay, I haven't like watched any of that like
yeah,
at all. Like,
he was like, oh yeah, if it was a 12-year-old, I would be yeah. But like he's like, oh, so then why was it okay to do a 13-year-old? He was like, I don't know, and all that stuff, right? And I'm just thinking like, dude, like now I just can't even tell whether a girl's 13 or she's 23 or whatever, and it's like I'm just not even gonna like I'm just not even gonna look at them the same. I'm just gonna be like, listen, cool, you're cool. That's
cool
all. That's
beans.
it. Nice, cool. I'm not gonna compliment, not even do anything unless I know that person. Like no. But like, nah, I'm not even, no, thank you. But yeah, like, that scarred me because it's like, man, EDP. It shouldn't have been him. It shouldn't, but it is. And now I'm just like, I can't believe it.
Oh,
What's it called? Oh wow, dude. Why would you? Oh,
oh, oh.
I was gonna say shit just killed you, but I guess you're alive now. Um, but like,
forgot how slow the rolling is.
This is hard, man. Like, why did I just keep saying like, what that to me?
This is hard.
Yeah. He. Oh my god, dude. Can you
My stuff behind.
can you stop making me try to like PvP? So in one of the videos, one of his like dead ass like recent videos, there was one, it was like his mukbang or whatever of like eating 60 chicken nuggets, right? And he got back to his house. He was eating and stuff like that, and he received a call. And this call was from this girl that said like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now, baby, because I'm recording a video and all this stuff." And the girl was like, "Okay, then I'll talk to you later. I love you." Right? I am more than 100,000% sure that that girl on the phone was the decoy when he was talking to EDP. And EDP was like, after he hung up, he told the viewers like, "What do you guys know about that?" And it's like, how could you imagine just gloating the fact that you're talking, and he knew that this girl like, she was 13, right? He was under the impression that she was 13, like, and he was gloating about the fact that she was 13, like, you know, like, oh, I have a girlfriend and she's 13, like, that's just nasty, dude. Like, I just...
Oh, so the other guys who were trying to catch him hired a 13-year-old?
No.
Or something?
They have this girl that I think she's of age, but she looks
really
young. Yeah,
Okay.
and she works for them, and yeah, it's just like he was under the impression that she was 13. He was okay with like being like, oh yeah, we don't know about that. It's like now knowing that now is just like, oh, it's nasty. Because like, could you imagine just like being like, oh, so confident about the fact that you're talking to a 13-year-old
Like
girl?
an underage girl.
Yeah, and like telling that
That's
to your
weird.
audience, like, oh yeah, you know, look at me, I'm some big thing. It's just like, oh, it's upsetting. But yeah, dude, and it sucks because now he can't even be like persecuted like that, you know, because of what these idiots, these freaking bum plugs, these hacks don't know what they're doing, and they say, "Oh, I've done this 1,000 times." No, you really didn't, because now
Now you're banned.
first of all, those people were racist. They were a pedophile. They themselves were pedophiles, which is disgusting. Because like, oh yeah, they were making pedophile jokes, and it was like gross. I was like, dude, how can you say like, oh, you're what do they call them? Creep.
Predator.
Predator
I think they call themselves like predator poachers or something.
Predator
like
poachers,
that.
something like that. Yeah. And it was like, I'm just thinking like, how could you be like saying like, oh, I'm a predator poacher, but you're one themselves.
You're a predator. You're just
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like that saying like, oh, it takes one to know one. Yeah, I guess it does. But like man, it's just like it's so weird that like they think that they were doing such a good job when they really didn't. Like
they made it worse.
They made it
And
extremely
nobody
worse.
wants to admit
And-
that they made it worse.
And like,
either.
I get the fact that yes, he was a pedophile, and like it's disgusting. But like the way they were making those jokes about him, like they're like, oh my gosh, you're a fat man, or like eat that pussy, or whatever.
You eat everything else but pussy.
yeah,
I saw that part.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, what do you gain by doing that? Like you're trying
Nothing.
to be, like you're trying to be quote unquote professional, then act in a professional.
You know what?
Like,
I was just gonna say, considering how they were like racist towards black people, that's probably why they were making fun of them. I didn't think about it, because it's like, oh yeah, let's make fun of this like obese black guy. Yeah, like nobody's
It's
gonna care.
not-
We could be racist, basically. Like,
yeah, it's not funny. It's not like you're not doing anything but like making yourself look worse in the fact that like
just hurting the
Yeah.
situation.
like you're kicking him out when he's down, but like I understand, like you can do whatever you want to that, like that's fine, but like that is just like making jokes about, I don't know, it's something that like you pride yourself or whatever in catching these guys in a professional manner. You're not, because you're just doing like, oh, I'm just mocking this dude's weight, I'm mocking whatever, instead of sticking to what you're actually there for, which is to catch the predator, right? Like that's what you're doing. You're not there to make jokes. You're not there to make them feel small. You're there to, you know, catch him for being a Sid master. Like that's what it is. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But instead, you decided to do it yourself. And oh wow, that's very
I know, right?
I didn't think you were gonna get that. But yeah, and it's like, why would you jeopardize that fact? And now because of the way they conducted themselves, now he can't even be, like I said, he can't even be found. He can't really be doing anything now. But it's like, nice, you just let a predator just let go because of the way you handled it. It's like, I don't know, it's just disgusting that they would do that. They were both wrong. Honestly, EDP was probably worse, but my god, dude, it's just like, but like the whole situation was just disgusting to me. Like I don't know why they would do something like that. Like they're like, oh, I've done this 100 times. I caught predators from Kansas, from Tennessee, from all this and that, and the way you did it was just not annoying. How they just let that man go free like it was nothing because I'm just gonna crack a joke here and there, and like it was I was upset because I was like, dude, like how EDP was just going like, dude, if you're just gonna keep doing that, I'm just gonna leave. Like I was like, I mean, you might as well. Like the dude was just doing nothing.
Yeah,
but,
like if they would have been, well, I'm just gonna say I don't really watch EDP. This is more about you talking about EDP, about Oscar talking about EDP because I don't really watch him. I've mostly known his shenanigans through Mr. Oscar over here.
Yeah.
And only knew about him really because of you. But yeah, I just want. I guess I'll just put in my own input because I know people will probably be like, "Why isn't he saying anything?" Well, yeah, basically what you said. Like it's all fucked up. I just want to talk more about like the guys who were handling it because it's like EDP is gonna like he could have gone to jail. He would have gone to jail and been sorted out by like the people in jail himself. Like they would have taken it more of a professional way.
Yeah.
They would have actually approached the police first because I don't think they did, right?
No, they wanted they wanted to be the police.
Yeah, they wanted to be the fucking heroes, but in the end, they weren't really heroes. They were just bastards. They didn't really help anyone out in a way. Like you just let a pedophile get away because it was so unprofessional. That now, like, oh yeah, wow, make fun of a pedophile. Like, okay, yeah, but now he's free. Like now he's free. Like, now he's free. Now he's gonna probably talk to other girls. Like, it doesn't really do anything. That's just what I think, like, about that because it's just like, I know people think that if you talk shit about those predator poacher guys that they're like, oh, you're defending a pedophile. Not really. You're just saying that.
No, they're both. And I think EDP is worse in this situation, but too.
Yeah, but it's like you just fucked over everyone who now like he could go out fucking talking to other like underage kids.
Because all this was to him was a slap on the wrist. Yeah, he might have had his reputation tarnished like a lot, but
right people are like, oh yeah, we fucked up his life, fucked the reputation. Blah, blah, blah. Give it like 5 years, 4 years, and everybody will forget about it. Like let's be honest, dude. Like now that he's not in jail, it's actually kind of worse because yeah, it fucked up his reputation, but that's not really gonna stop him. Like not everyone watches YouTube. Not everyone knows like YouTube is like YouTubers. Yes, I know he made it onto the news, but if you're gonna be someone who doesn't know shit about YouTube or doesn't watch YouTube, you see him on the news, are you really gonna remember him? No, that's what I think. Like no, right? Like you're just gonna be like, oh, it's just this internet guy who's a pedophile, and then they're gonna forget about him. Like it would have been better if he actually went to jail because now he's in jail and he's not gonna go anywhere else. He would have been sorted out by all his jail mates who would probably like beat his ass and shit like that. Like making fun of him wasn't worth it because now he's not gonna get his ass beat in jail. He's not gonna get like fucking like all I know is that they really don't like that shit in jail. Like they'll almost fucking kill you over it.
They do kill you.
Exactly.
Yeah. I was watching a video of this former inmate or whatever, and he said that if you have a roommate or whatever, or I don't really know how they communicate themselves, like how they say, oh, if that's your roommate or that's your fellow inmate or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you know and you find out that he's a pedophile, like you have to kill him, or else the other prisoners, if they find out that you didn't kill him, they kill you and him. So it's like you have to do it because that's your job, that's your duty as an inmate, because that's just how the thing goes. Like, and they specifically, I don't know why, but they specifically, well, the dude himself, I don't know if this is like straight laws over there in the jail world, but the dude himself specifically said like if you're 12 or under, but I'm assuming like 13 is fine. It would be acceptable for a 30-year-old man like ADP was. Turns to get nice.
You don't take that much fall damage, you know.
That was like he was like, yeah, they get killed, like just straight out, and if anybody doesn't do it, then the prisoners take it into their own hands, and yeah, like that would have just been the way it would have just been handled instead of, oh my god, you ain't love it. Like, more jokes weren't worth it. the
Wasn't
way
even
you
funny
did it,
either. Nobody was laughing.
corny,
Not
bro,
even
like,
them.
yeah.
They themselves weren't even fucking laughing.
Yeah, it was like not that. I honestly wanted to dislike the. I wanted to dislike the video, but I mean, I didn't. Like, I just couldn't. I can't. I was just in shock the whole thing. I was like, dude, and like. EDP was he was just saying like the whole like, oh man, well the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm lonely and all that stuff, and it's like I'm
That's
sorry,
not. Yeah,
bro,
it's not a
that's
good
not a good
excuse.
Yeah, because like, dude, you have 2 million followers.
He was not that. I know. Like at one point he was working out. Like what the fuck happened to all that? Like
Yeah,
work
yeah,
out, get good looking, get a girl or something like shit. Man.
yeah, that, and he was also what else? He had a girlfriend, so it was like a teacher, but I don't know what happened to all that, but it's just like dude, like it's not that you're lonely, like that's you have a following, and like how fortunately the guys actually were right in this aspect, and that like yeah, you can't be lonely because you have 2 million followers on YouTube, like almost 1 million on Instagram. Like you have DMs hitting up on you at least. Like I know that he does, because he has money and he's famous. You know, like that just you're doing well if you're doing that, and you're gonna get girls. Like, it's just like that. I just wouldn't imagine it being that hard for a person like EDP in his position. Yeah, the weight, yeah, all that, but I mean, shit, you can look at it. Yeah, you could lose it, and yeah, I understand. Like sometimes people can't lose an extraordinary amount of weight because of genetics and all that, but that's but yeah, it's like you can't use loneliness as an excuse for. You can't use anything as an excuse to be a pedophile. Like that's just like that. There's nothing that's inexcusable. You really can't do anything. Be like, oh yeah, well, this is why. No, it's sorry. Like it sucked because I also saw this documentary like a while back where it was like British people that were like, oh my gosh, I feel terrible because I'm in love with children, but I can't do anything about that.
Oh yeah, because aren't there some people that actually is kind of like a mental thing?
Yeah,
then there's those actual sick fucks that just like to fuck kids.
Yeah, there's like 2 different types, and it's like both of them are bad, but at least the ones that like it's the fact that it's like an actual mental
they try to stop it. They distance themselves.
They distance themselves from like and they like register themselves just so that people know. Like even if they're like even if it ruins their life, they're like, listen, I just don't want to like hurt other people, so I'm just gonna tell them straight out. Listen, I love kids. Like that's just how that is, and it sucks because that people are like that. But as in EDP's case, I don't know where that happened. He said that it started about 9 months ago or whatever.
What the hell?
Or 8 months. I feel like I don't know.
Well, then that's not really a mental thing. He was just like, oh, I can't fuck anyone. I'm a fucking kid. I'm a fucking.
Exactly. So it's like he again. He's the one that makes worse in this whole thing. It's not the other guys.
It's not like competition between who's bad. It's just more like they're both shitty.
Yeah,
but
we
both think that EDP is like worse, but they're both shitty.
Yeah. The whole situation just makes me incredibly sad because it's like, man, he was a legend, he was the best, and I hope he gets caught, and I hope somehow he can, get help, but I don't know if it's already too late for that, because this is like 3rd time getting caught with this.
Is the 3rd? I thought this was the 2nd. I thought the first time was when he was talking.
No, he said it was the 3rd, because he said there was one girl before that was like 15, and then there was another girl that was I think 16 or something, but that 16-year-old girl was the one that I believed him when he said that it was like, oh my god.
He didn't know.
Like, not only that he didn't know, but he was messing around, because he said that, what did he say? He's like, oh, this girl was, oh no, because he said he was doing a cameo for some guy, and he said, oh, can you do this for my girlfriend? And he was like, okay, and he's like, he was like, sure, I'll do it, but then the guy was like, oh, but can you do it free? And he was like, I'm not gonna do it free. He's like, the girl better show me some titties or something. And then,
like as a joke.
Yeah, as a joke. And then the guy was like, dude, she's 16 or whatever. And he's like, oh, I didn't know that, right? Because he didn't know that. He obviously probably wouldn't have been a joke, or maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just what he proclaimed as the truth. And I'm just like, damn, dude, this is like your 3rd time. Like you can't, you can't be trusted. So it's like, I don't know if it's already too late for that to seek help or just already just throw him in jail. Like it's already over for him like that. But either way, I just sucks for EDP because he used to be cool, but now he's done. Yeah, and it's weird. So I hope people don't forget about this. Because that's not right. Like But they
It's sad, but I feel like they will eventually.
no, and they shouldn't because
Yeah, because now
not
it's just
right.
gonna cause more problems.
Yeah, they will.
Like, who knows what he could do to a kid if they're in these eaters.
Mhm.
Especially if he doesn't, like, I guess, get help or he doesn't fucking fix it. He's gonna just get worse and worse.
He might think, oh, well, I was scared. I was, how they say, scared straight or whatever, but I don't think so. I don't think it was enough of what they did.
No, yeah,
actually.
I don't think it was either. Definitely.
It was just like, oh, this is your mistake. They just pointed it out, but do you really think he's gonna? If he already said, I don't give a fuck, like, that's his attitude to everything. He's always, oh, I don't give a fuck, we're down in third. It's like, do you think he's gonna really care the way he did that? Came out if there was no repercussions to it, other than the fact that his reputation was tarnished. But yeah, dude, it's freaking blows. Another legend gone too soon. Yeah, I guess you have nothing else to add. I guess we can end it there, man. It's just,
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do closing. You already did the closing thoughts, but I mean, I just basically agree with what you say. Like, there's nothing else for me to say. I'm just here to play the game.
yeah, you're just here to talk to the Solar. Yeah, it's a good old Solar. Yeah. All right then. I guess we could. Yeah, we could just leave that right here.